Man on guard is...
Objection!
She got here in time! She did it! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is in here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. Items are inside of this. Remember also that she just got shot in the shoulder. She's fine, but she did just get shot. Got scum shoes, trench coat. I thought of ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap these items in. A perfect bulletproof shoulder. Also, the same shoulder her dad got shot in. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defendant's final pieces of evidence. This trial is already over, and all that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. Do not believe that any more evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. However, this one obvious rule applies here. These items do not bring up any new points, then they will be not accepted by the courts. Oh, I could use a Crunchwrap Supreme right now. Fucking Taco Bell. Too expensive. Fuck them. Are left by the killer during the escape from the police. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. I'm sure of it. We'll figure it out. First item is a pistol. I've yet to perform a death test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least, with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Got the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. Piece of videotape. That is going to be useful. Fortunately, there was no time to... I would evaluate that this tape is very important because he came back to his hideout for it. That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers of the site. Somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Judge Killer is no ordinary man. Evidence is this bellboy's uniform. I'm not sure that's relevant, but let's ask questions. I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's one other thing I found interesting about this uniform. There's a button missing on the uniform. The bloody button! It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. Although that's not useful because we know the killer is the killer, So we don't need to prove that he was there. We know he was there. Sure, we were under normal circumstances. These items from Shelby the Killer's hideout will be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Anything about that? Wait, Your Honor. Let me to examine this new evidence. Overruled! I'm fucking sick of your shit, Phoenix Wright. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. The judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? They do exist, but you have to make things like that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up now. Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. Two ways out of the situation for us. The first, an guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Make a guard wish for a guilty verdict. The killer will always place his client wishes first. If guard himself wishes to be convicted, and he will be let his hostage go. The second way, force the killer to end this contact with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, he would let Maya go. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what he has always worked for us? You mean to turn things around? If that's the case, then who does need it? And that's how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. We are going to turn up. This is a turnabout. This is farewell, my turnabout. And we all listen to back and listen, kids. I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask for such passion, I will grant you one chance. Show evidence who you think this is the right person. That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try. That's all I will permit, because I'm an asshole judge. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. The videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Let's do it! Let's do it! Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. I have your videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. Afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Me? I am on this tape, Mr. Lawyer. There's a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What did you just tell me, you piece of shit scumbag? Who was it that planted the camera? Would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews? Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client was fired for a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Well, thankfully Matt has already told us this answer. Particularly from the scene, they wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. Talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this videotape to blackmail you. What will you have to say about that, Shelly the Killer? Oh-ho! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That's who he is. That's what he does. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around him to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that is correct. But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes me an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. We did it! We saved her! And On Guard can get fucked. However, actually, I am sort of I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma did that. She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. He doesn't look too happy about what happened just now. It's like that somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy about that. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you understand what I mean if you watch this video. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or not acquitted, there is no escape from here now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whatever way you want. So if we plead not guilty, he gets to get assassinated. If he plead guilty, he's put to death. I choose death. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? If you got acquittal, the instant you set foot outside this detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Dead. As always, looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this judge. Mr. How is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Awesome. Proud of you, Buki. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to a witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. When I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. A liar. No, she's fine. She's fine. She's cool. So you have used your combined strength to convict Matt. I felt like I had finally been saved. Yay! We did it! We did it! First time she's ever smiled in her fucking life. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. Someone lesser would have fucked it up. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone! And we'll never see her again until the next game. For myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That's all. This court is adjourned. Now fuck off, Matt on guard. No one wants your fucking face anymore. Oh, if there was another case in this game, I think I would lose my fucking mind. We did it. We fucking did it. We're awesome. We're super special awesome sauce. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty verdict. It's about getting to the truth. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with that final piece of evidence. Think about how awesome and special you are. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Fuck my client, y'all. I'm out. Was he not guilty? He still had to pay my bill. Your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Oh, hey! It's Pearl. She's back. Yes, she's quite safe. On our way here as we speak in a patrol car. Yay! We did it! Yay! We saved her! And she will never be in danger ever again until the next game. I believed in you! I kept saying to myself that he would do it! He would do it! Miss Von Karma. It's the mean lady from before. Ow! Why are you still smiling, you loser? Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? You don't get it. You will, but you don't get it. Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts, I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. I was a big, whiny crybaby. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. As my own big, fat crybaby. And I was saved by the person I called a big, fat crybaby. Couldn't forgive myself what had happened. To the prosecutor's office. Because I am, in fact, a big fat crybaby. I left that note that strongly implied I had killed myself. The prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. That was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. That is true. Miss Von Karma did lose twice. Even funnier, Von Karma's character exists precisely because someone had to lose those cases. They were going to bring Edgeworth back for the prosecution for this game originally, in the original script. But then they realized that if they're going to make him the super special awesome prosecutor, he can't lose every single case he appears on screen at prosecuting. So Franziska von Karma exists to give him a buttress to be the one who loses the cases 2 and 3. That is the entire reason her character was born in the first place. Now, I love her. She's great. But that is kind of funny. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith in a bunch of lying-ass bullshit. Before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well, despite his lying-ass bullshit. You trusted your enemy? And his lying-ass bullshit? No matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge that we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? Right. It's a man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. You really let me down. This period I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. Said that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! I don't want to hear this piece of shit loser. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. This is an electromagnetic receiver. It's what you use to track Scruffy. There's something else. She dropped her whip. Let's set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. Should keep this right. Hey, it's her! She's hungry. For hamburgers. Yay! She's okay. Yay! I knew you'd do it. Top of that, you even rescued me. You know I would never desert you. Sure pressed our luck this trial. Got no whammies though. If I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Thanks a lot, Nick. Hey, Edgy Poo's here. I'm relieved you're alright. Looks like you've made some real progress too. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. She needs some hamburgers instantly. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place and got some food. Hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a fun to me, Nick. If you insist. Don't be silly, Nick. This case messed up an awesome evening I got in the way of my gourmet food. We're gonna have to make up by having another feast. We can't afford that, though. Hey, pal! You look like shit. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. What the fuck happened? Did it again, city boy. Felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Do you recommend you bully Mr. Wright too hard? You don't start being a lot nicer to me, might just kick it tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Let's get a picture and some food. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so go chow down and don't worry about the fact you can't afford it. He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. Why does she looks so happy about being a criminal? Yeah, they always have this last minute presentation for the finales, yeah. We're getting to that, I'm sure. Yeah, it was really scary. It was real scared. Yeah, where's the picture? I burned it because I'm a shitty artist. Uh-oh. He has to go. This thing is picking up something up. Oh, the 4th item. Even though you're standing right here, tracking device seems to be in a different location. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. You go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean... No. No, no, no. No, it's the right thing. It's the whip. She wants the whip. It's the new... You give him the new piece of evidence that's not relevant to the trial. Can't Will Powers pay for it with his salary? $3,000 camera? It's gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Now, there is a post-credit scene, so we'll wait for a moment. But that is the end of Justice for All. And I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy this game a lot, I still do, but this got exhausting towards the end. This got really exhausting. I'm pretty sure the next game is about as long. Even more choose about the games I play on this, because this actually took a lot more mapping than I thought it would. We'll probably finish the trilogy at least, but I don't know if we'll go beyond that, because I recall the other games were about this long. And we are not going to go into the third game immediately. I've been playing a bit too much Ace Attorney lately, and I need a break from it. However, I believe I have found the perfect replacement game. For those of you who play Magic the Gathering, you might know that a set dropped based on the hit Assassin's Creed video game franchise from Ubisoft. So, perhaps, as a bit of a nod to some nostalgia, we can go back to the very first Assassin's Creed game. The one with Altair ibn La'ahad. It will not be a completionist run because those flags kind of suck shit. But we will be doing Assassin's Creed 1. And if that goes well, we might do Assassin's Creed 2 at a future date. Yeah, good on Max here. Good on I agree. Hesitate. Actually, I'm gonna hesitate saying, yay, Max didn't want to date Regina, and she is underaged, so like, fuck him too. Max is not in the right here. Yeah, we'll be playing Assassin's Creed 1. Yay, Mo, the only man not horny for a teenage girl. Oh my fucking god, it's so true. It's so fucking true. It's fucking awful. It's so fucking awful. Well, the remaster is the father, so I'd hope he's not. But, like, that's still really bad. That, like, 2 out of the 4, like, non-related guys in the fucking... No! 3 out of 5! Because, Bat, the ventriloquist, and Max. 3 out of the 5 guys that were not the ringmaster. Over half! of the men in the circus. We're into underage girls. That's really fucking bad now that I think about it. It would depend on Bat's age. It would depend on Bat's age. But I'm pretty sure he is of age. I'd have to double check because I didn't look. Because if Bat is also underaged, then him and Regina dating are fine. That's just two idiot kids doing idiot kid stuff. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. Best 22, so he's also a problem! All of them are awful! Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. I'm sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? You put it in here. Doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? You see, Xenochrist, Gumshoe got into a fight with a telephone pole and lost. We all stand for Franziska von Karma, who is 18 years old, thankfully. She's 18. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. Expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. Expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. I was genius. There is no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. The gifted program claims another life. The gifted program claims one more young child who had too many expectations foisted upon her by circumstances she could not control. You are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. You throw my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Yeah, she... Yes and no, Onyx. She is 18 in the investigations game, but there is one case that takes place 5 years ago, where she's a child in that case. But in the rest of the game, she's an adult. Yes, exactly. She's in the flashback case. She's 13. We do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked unheaded without me. I have always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. can win against that man. I can make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat. And this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. It's supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today you chased after me, and I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. No intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down this prosecutors path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. She's just a child. At the end of the day, after all of this, she is still just a child. But she'll be back. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in the fucking next video game. Evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when. We did it. Finally. This game is over. I can pass out. And that is Phoenix Wright. Justice for all. I am, of course, Brandon Carey. Thank you all for joining. And I will hopefully see you next week when we play Assassin's Creed 1, the original Assassin's Creed game. Until then, please stay safe and take good care of yourselves. Bye!